All right. All right. I see what's going on. Definitely see what's going on. I see what you want to do. Satan, it ain't gonna work today. That ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. We're gonna get this off. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. That's right. All right, come back at me. Good. Good. Okay. All right, so how y'all doing? Somebody gotta scream at me now, cause now, you know, now I'm feeling some type of way. I done tried the audio a couple different times. Third time hitting the restream. But you know what? God, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm thankful. I'm great. Look at this set. Look at this. Look at this. It's crazy. God, look what you gave me. I despise not a small beginning in the troubleshooting that I'm going through. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna be real quick with this. I actually um just wrote down a couple different points. But by the way, obviously this is your boy Reggie Anderson, Mr. Go. This is Golden Opportunity, and I talk a little bit about everything. Sports, current event, all that stuff. But I'm just giving you the lens of how I see things from the eyes of a striving entrepreneur, striving young black business owner, right? And I'm only giving it to you. I come today, got no guests, just me, and I'm gonna rock out with y'all for a couple minutes, just to get this message across because this was conveyed to me last week. Like my eyes was opened up about this last week, and I just been, man, I really been thinking about it, and I wanted to share this. So, how's your character? I'm gonna jump right in. Like I want to talk about character, and a lot of things that I thought was something else just turned out to be a character issue. Some of the things that I look for in other people just turns out to be a character thing. So before I jump right in, I also, sometimes when I'm taking notes, it's like I'm taking notes for me and my kids. It's like I want to take notes for myself, but then I want to take notes to like bring back to somebody else. But I always say my kids, I'm giving it to the general public, but don't think I'm calling, oh, you all my children. But um, something that I just see myself asking RJ. I say, who do you want to be? And first, I'm asking myself, but I can see myself asking this to my kids. You can do the same. Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? And who do you want to be? Two very simple questions. And before my CEO um, actually talked about character, expanded on character, I wrote those questions down. Just uh, being in the place to be. Which, by the way, let me back up because so the first video got deleted. We had to backtrack a little bit, but shout out to my team, Prestige, yet again. Um, Throw Prestige on it. Uh, my flag carriers, my teammates, these people who have been through mud and everything else with me. Um, in this business, I've been in the business for close to 4 years, and I have never got to qualify for something called Million Point Base Shop. Million Point Base Shop in the business that I'm in the life insurance industry, it's a big freaking deal. And when I got there, I didn't feel like I didn't belong. I was just so grateful and thankful to be there. I mean, I had um, senior leadership that was in a place like one Matt Sapala. I know. Host of the Seven Figure Squad. Matt Sapala, he was there. I had Patrick Bet David. I was around Patrick Bet David, founder and CEO of our company, PHP, but also founder of Valuetainment, the #1 channel for entrepreneurship. And it was so surreal. Obviously, some other senior leaders that are in our company, I don't, drop the names of those people. Uh, those two leaders are more viral, that known all across the industry, heavy hitters. But even inside of our industry, people that are making a million a year, 750, 500,000, 250, so far and so on. But higher identity people, right? And this is my first time qualifying, thanks to my team. So shout out to Prestige, man. Give it up for y'all. And before I go on and get too far away from my topic, just character, I guess, was already coming out because I wrote this in the front of my notebook. I wrote it in the very front of my notebook. I'm gonna show y'all. I wrote this in the front of my notebook. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? All right. And so just getting things started, you know, for me, asking yourself, this is a good time to ask yourself right now, right? This is the start of a new year. Obviously, we're going into 2023, big things popping. But as far as character goes, have you ever identified somebody that you would say show little to no, good character? Which I'm gonna give you the definition of character anyway. So the definition of character is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to one individual. So you ever knew anybody that was just like morally, they ain't right. Right? They ain't right. They ain't right. So hold on, because I just thought about something, y'all. I gotta say this. So this episode, I'm on my $1 million worth of game type sponsorship right now, and we only 6 episodes in. But I got to give it up to my cousin, hey, the one and only Romeo Lear. This is some Lear Casso golden opportunity. This is special. This is custom here. This is custom gear from Mr. Lear. So Lear Casso, this was sponsored by Lear Gear. This is the Lear Casso line. Y'all go get y'all some, man. Go get that. Cop that. Reach out to him. Instagram is official Lear Gear. And on Facebook, you can find them at Romeo Lear. All right, so let's get back in. Let's hop back in. I thought about a couple different things with involving character, right? Anytime I'm doing something, I'm gonna ask a question, posing something to somebody. I'll never talk at people. I ask questions. You can ask questions and figure out where people belong in your life, like what part they play in your life, how important their role is in your life based off how they answer these questions. So think about this. Like when you lose excitement for something, I thought I was gonna say somebody. When you lose excitement for something, you what do you do to get it back? And how do you handle it if the excitement is gone, but you're gonna keep pushing yourself to do it? Think about that. Let's say you at a job and you know you've been there for 6 years. They never gave you a raise. They never came your way. Matter of fact, they promoted other people. And it wasn't like, it was one of those positions where you're like, well, I don't care to be promoted because I don't want to be promoted anyway. Just pay me. Okay, cool. Let's go that route. Just pay me. But let's say they didn't just pay you. Been there for 6 years, not getting paid. So, like, how are you handling that when you're not making money? How do you handle things when you're not making money somewhere? When you're not making the money that keep up with the cost of living? Inflation is crazy right now. That shows character. How do you deal with that? Whether you're proactive about it or whether you're not, it's the amount of character that you have. Low character, you know what that does? Sits around, accepts it, keeps on, just letting it go by. High character, hey, I got kids. I gotta go. I gotta go make it. This job ain't doing enough. Matter of fact, if they don't watch out, a couple months, I'm gonna leave it all together. But for right now, I'm gonna go and find something else. I'm gonna get another. I'm gonna go hustle and do something else. A side hustle today is not really even a side hustle. It's like a necessity. You got to be aware of that. Somebody, would you say that? Would you say that self aware, like being self aware, is a display of good character? I don't know. More about character. So when your attitude towards something or somebody, I gotta keep being vague, y'all. I can't give y'all my story this week. Next week I got a whole story. We gonna roll it out, but I got a special guest for that. So I'm setting the scene for something right now. Setting the scene for something, but I'm keeping it centered around character. When you're doing something, high character is you being intentional, serious, really tracking what you're doing. Low character. Now, if it gets done, it gets done. Not so serious. You're not really focused on the numbers and how you growing. I remember when I was out on the street vending, just starting out with Reggie's Ribs, and I had to pay attention to the trend. So the trends of my business at that time, I'm slanging ribs. There was a certain amount of food waste that I had at first that I wasn't paying attention to, and because it was my first time in life, going out making thousands of dollars in a day. It's like I was never I didn't sell drugs, so you know, I'm what was I at the time? 2021. Obviously, I had seen money before. I had a couple different jobs, but that's hey, I worked a week for this, or I worked 2 weeks for this. But in a day, I had never seen thousands of dollars in a day. But so my character was such that I was paying attention to certain different things. I was super intentional about not only making money but keeping money. I was serious about it, but then I had to have an element of tracking my business. That's when I thought I, was really turning into a real business owner. Tracking my business. Who tracks their business? Real business owners. That's who. But but my point with that is I had to come into that as a business owner. I had a lot of waste from because ribs wasn't the only thing I had. Foolishly, I thought I could have it all. I had burgers. I got wings. I thought I was, like I don't know who I thought I was out there with burgers, wings, links, hot dogs, ribs, turkey products, beef products. All of these different things. But I had a lot of food waste at the end, and if I hadn't started paying attention to how much money is being lost, I wouldn't have said, hey, you know what? I'm gonna shave down today because it's a Tuesday. It's a little bit slower on Tuesday. I'm gonna go a little bit harder today. It's Saturday afternoon. Matter of fact, it's Fourth of July weekend. Bring it on. So if business owners study their trends, I had to figure it out that I had to study mine. This is also going down to character when it's just you. Are you intentional? You serious? You tracking it? Otherwise, you don't care about it. There was something that I cared about. What gets priority, for you, and who gets priority to you? but how do you treat the people who don't get priority? So one of the things I'm thinking about is, we always talk about having a tight circle. Yeah, like 3 or 4 friends or good friends that's like, man, y'all tight, yeah, all that. But what if you know hundreds of people and hundreds of people know you and people feel like they're, closer than you than what they are? What type of character do you display towards people who are not the guy, but they're, you know, you know him? Who's not? That's not my BFF. That's not my best friend. That's not her. But you know her. How do you handle it? What's your identity like when they come around versus when they gone? Are you the type of leader that talks about them, or do you just keep it even, nice and even? It's all character. It's all character. Another thing that's tied into that: are you listening to somebody talk bad about somebody else that you know? It's cool if your circle is only three, four, five, a tight niche. But what if one of the people that you just know come around talking about somebody else? They displaying their character. What do you do? There's a book called Bureaucrats to Barbarians, or Barbarians to Bureaucrats. And the characteristics that are in that book, read it. I'm not going to give them all out, but there's, on one scale, somebody that takes news or information and they make it viral. Then there's another who takes news and information and says, "Hey, all right, I got that, got it. I'm gonna work on the solution." And they don't go and they don't get it out to everybody. They fix it at the source. That same person that has that high character to fix something at the source is the same person that is involved in getting a lot of people together because they have high energy. They love it when the plan works. Matter of fact, they drive plan. They keep gossip out. They only about MMA, money making activity. Person is called a synergist. The other one is a bureaucrat, but I'll let you read that book. One of the things I was able to also identify with myself with was, how do you react to certain things, after you have the information on something. What is your like? What do you automatically do? How do you automatically react? Improving in human nature is crazy because a lot of times we don't think about how we never had the perfect example of how to do something, but as, you'll never have a perfect example. What you do is you take a collective of, you know you take all of the best and leave the rest. And I think that's how I've been, living my life. I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of people in my life who they they display good character. And it's not that they're perfect, but the hangups of one person may be another person's strong point. And from there, I take the strong point of that and the strong point of that. And I altogether have a great experience just from taking two people's perspective or two people's strengths. When you complain, when you talk about what you didn't have, when you play the victim, being a victim, having victim mentality, and having high character, it can't be the same person. You can't be the same person. Because if you got high character, you put a lot of the victim mentality to the side. Matter of fact, to the back. You get beyond it. If you think that millionaires have it all figured out, they don't. It's different problems. And I think I didn't understand what people meant when they said money don't change you. It's a magnifier of your character. I didn't understand it before, but I understand it now. Money, that's a magnifier of your character. If you were a drunk before, you get money, you're gonna still be a drunk. You're gonna be a rich drunk. If you I ain't gonna say that one. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Golden opportunity. if you were if you had pedophilic thoughts or ways before you got money, when you get money, insert names. But guys, listen, I'm getting a little heavy on this podcast here. Before I do, I just want to wrap up with a golden moment that I had this week. I realized that there's been a lot of death um, going on, not only in my world but in the world. Like not only in my world but the world, all across the U.S. especially. Um, we we've been losing little kids, um, rappers, entertainers. You know, my godfather lost his best friend. I feel like that really hit home. That was super close. And all around me, I'm seeing chaos. I'm seeing uh, people fold up financially. People fold up as far as their character. I'm seeing a lot of mental breakdowns. I'm seeing a lot of people that are saying, "Man, this is crazy because I never thought I'd see myself at this point, but I can't take it. I got kids. Um, I'm tired. I've been hearing a lot of. I've been seeing a lot of that. I've been seeing a lot of people that are around me that's tired of doing the same thing, being in the same place, right? Seeing the same faces. But with all that being said, I just can't help but to feel grateful. I don't know. I've been getting closer to God. I've been praying more than I ever have. And it seems like the more I'm praying for other people in that situation, the more comfort I feel that we gonna be okay. Everybody got some things going on, but I vow that my character is gonna be such that you'll understand that I ain't waiting on nobody, but by God, I ain't hating on nobody. And everything that I'm going through, I'm growing through. So for you, remember that. Don't you hate on nobody, and by God, don't you wait on nobody. And everything you go through, grow through. Peace, y'all. That's golden opportunity. I'll see y'all next week.